Welcome back to Nets Republic. I hope you've been enjoying your week off, because that's basically what this has been. This has been a week off. We haven't had a game since Sunday, I believe. It's been like 3 days, basically. We've just been chilling, maxing and relaxing, handling our business. For me, it's been pretty busy. We had the WNBA draft, so I had to cover the dream for that one. And then the Hawks last night won their play-in game, so, had to cover that as well, which, again, just going to hit a mild I told you so cabbage patch. We didn't want to see them because, everyone just assumed that the Heat would destroy Atlanta, and Atlanta did what Atlanta does in play-in games. They won, so thank God we didn't have the 7th seed, because, again, you don't want to see Atlanta in a play-in game. Now, a playoff series is something completely different, but the play-in, people just sleep on the Hawks, and I don't get it. I don't know how many times they have to prove people wrong, but that's not here nor there. Also, Jeff Hardy came back tonight on AEW, so, the kid is just having a magical day. I ain't gonna lie to you. I put in some time off at work, so I got a little 3-day weekend coming up so I can watch all the game ones. I'm gonna be at home with my dog, chilling, watching the playoffs. A bunch of stuff going on for the kid, 7-man, young 7-man. Bunch of stuff going on for the kid. Let me know what types of things you've been up to since the Nets played their last game down below. And while you're doing that, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Today, here on Nets Republic, we are here to preview our series against the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, again, I can't speak to what other Nets fans go through, because y'all probably just watch the Nets and just leave it at that. But it seems like in the NBA world, there's so many different conversations. It's, LeBron this, Timberwolves that, Rudy Gobert this, Chicago Bulls that, Toronto chokes, Pascal Siakam this, all sorts of various things going on in the NBA world. Upsets, disappointments, Zion being the new Ben Simmons. There's all sorts of conversations being had right now. But I believe one of the main things that are kind of slept on, that people are just assuming is going to be a gentle sweep and then we move on, is our series. People are even, talking about the Knicks and the Cavs, saying that that's going to be the most entertaining series. But no one talks about the Sixers and the Nets. And even though Joel Embiid probably going to win the MVP. I know he better, but that's not here or there. The probable MVP of the league, Joel Embiid, and James Harden don't seem to be, nagging the spotlight. People just kind of assume that it's going to be the Celtics or the Bucks that are going to get out of the Eastern Conference, and just leave it at that. People aren't talking about our series, and I think it's disrespect on both sides. It's obviously disrespectful to us because people just act like we don't exist anymore. And then it's disrespectful to the Sixers. Now, we here at Nets Republic don't care about what Sixer fans are going through, even though we have both, shared James Harden and Ben Simmons, so we kind of relate to each other a little bit. But we're kind of going through some of the same things. And again, while we don't care about Sixer fans' feelings, we can understand what they're going through. We are the forgotten series in all of the playoffs. Even the game that's going on right now when I'm recording this video, it's OKC and the Pelicans, right? They're getting media coverage because of Zion and stuff. It's just fascinating to me that no one's talking about us. And maybe that's the way we want it. Maybe we want it to be under the radar, but it seems like Lolo Sever-the-Bond, or Nets Republic, might be one of the only people doing a video like this, because no one really cares about either team right about now. And I just find that a little bit fascinating. Now, the storylines going into this, obviously Ben Simmons messed up one of the bigger ones, which maybe we would be talked about more if Ben Simmons was playing. Ben Simmons is going to be in attendance, obviously, on the bench when we go to Philly this weekend. So that's Ben Simmons' first time in a playoff environment in Philadelphia. What's the capital? No, Philadelphia is a city. Pennsylvania is a state, right? I don't even know where Philly is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know where Philly is. I think it's Pennsylvania. I'm pretty sure that, because it wouldn't be Massachusetts. That's Boston. I'm not super familiar with y'all's side of the map. The whole Northeast, it's like there's New York, and then there's like Jersey's under it, and then I kind of don't know what else is up there? I'm not super familiar with that part of the country, but Pennsylvania, I think, is where Philly is, and that's somewhere in that general area. Is that by Delaware? I don't know. Let me waste time in this video. I do not know where Philly is at all. I know that's where Will Smith is from in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I know that part, but where? Let's say Pennsylvania. Give me a map. Okay, that looks like it's close to New York. Pennsylvania is okay. So look, right? That's Pennsylvania, and New York is like right there. So are y'all like right next to each other? Like, is that how that? Oh, look, and Philly's right there too. So like, is that like? Are y'all like super close to Philly? Again, geographically, I'm not familiar with the Northeast. Is this like a Subway series? Is that what this is? Because that just adds another layer to it. You feel me? That just adds another layer to it. So I think this might be a Subway series. Again, if I'm getting this geography terribly mistaken, I apologize. I don't know anything about the North. But so possible Subway series. That's fun, right? We're next doors. We're little kissing cousins. You feel me? Can I say that on that? I just did. Doesn't matter. So yeah, we're close to Philly, I think. So that's fun. You know, if y'all are interested in going to any of these playoff games, I'm sure Philadelphia is not selling out games. So you know, if you can't get into the Clays, maybe you can get into the Brotherly Love Center or whatever Philly's arena is called. I really don't know anything about the Sixers. I'm so sorry. This is going to be such a terrible playoff preview. I don't know anything about the Sixers, but that's not even there. The only thing I know is they have James Harden. And we all know James Harden, while I would say statistically he's probably having a bounce back season offensively, he is nowhere near the James Harden he used to be. Honestly, I don't think he's even as good as when he was with us, to be quite honest, pre-hamstring injury. But, you know, Harden is still James Harden. And even though his playoff resume would basically remind you that he's a professional choke artist in the postseason, he is still James Harden, and you never know what's going to happen. You got Joel Embiid, again, probable MVP of the league. You know, we can't sleep on what he's going to do. Tyrese Maxey is decent, I guess. Tobias Harris is the most overrated small forward in NBA history, but, you know, he can get you a bucket or two, I guess. Then you got PJ Tucker. Ooh. Then Montrezl Harrell. Ooh. You got a couple ball dudes that can hit shots. And why are we afraid of Philly again? I'm sorry. Like just look at our team and look at them for a quick second, right? And I understand that they're the third seed in the, you know, Eastern Conference. Like, that's cute. But, like, let's just really evaluate our team versus their team for a quick second. Let me look up the roster before I start jumping over to conclusions. Because, again, even getting ready to go on to this rant, I don't exactly know who is even on their team. 76ers roster. Who is on there? Okay, we've got Joel Embiid, James Harden, Mac McClung. I think that's that guy that won the slam dunk competition. I'm going to hit a who on that one. Tyrese Maxey, yeah, we know that. Tobias Harris, we know that. PJ Tucker, we know that. George Niang. Okay. D'Anthony Melton. Okay. Montrezl Harrell. Jaden Springer, Faron Korkmaz, okay. Dwayne Dedmon, I didn't know he was in the league. Paul Reed, Luis King, Shake Milton. I feel like I've heard that before. Daniel House, okay, I know who that is. And Jalen McDaniels. Y'all can call me delusional. You can say whatever you want, but y'all know they're like one Joel Embiid injury away from like not competing at all, right? Like we know like they are one injury away from just not even being in competition, right? Like outside of Joel Embiid and maybe Harden if he feels like it, who are we afraid of exactly? We're rolling out a starting lineup of Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Finney Smith, and Claxton. Then the bench is Seth Curry. And don't try to be like, oh, Seth Curry. Y'all just had Seth. You know what he can do. Seth Curry, Joe Harris, Royce O'Neal, Watanabe, Cam Thomas, Sumner. What's Buddy's name again? Day'Ron Sharpe. I don't mean to be arrogant. I don't mean to be delusional. I mean, like, they don't even have an answer for Patty Mills. Like, I don't see where we need to be concerned. Now, I know the Nets are not, we're probably not going to make it very far after this round, but I don't quite see what there is to fear here. Again, James Harden is going to underperform and choke. We know that. We know that. Joel Embiid, I mean, he'll do his thing, but is Joel Embiid alone going to outscore Mikal in the game? I don't think so. And they don't have Ben Simmons anymore, so it's like, who's stopping Spencer Dinwiddie? Like, I don't. You got Joe and Seth coming off the bench. Royce O'Neal, Watanabe, crack the glass on Cam Thomas if you want some off the bench scoring. I don't see where we're supposed to be afraid. And again, you can say I'm being arrogant, you can say I'm biased, you can say I'm delusional, but like if we were going up against Milwaukee, I'd say, okay, this is going to be difficult, right? We got Brook Lopez, right? We got Bobby Portis, you got Giannis, you got Drew Holiday, like, they got a squad over there, right? The Celtics, we already know firsthand what the Celtics are capable of. That's going to be difficult. But, like, out of all the teams to possibly, like, even the Cavs, you got Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and Jared Allen, Karis LeVert. Like, you feel me? Like, those are them dudes. Hate to admit it, but like even the Knicks, like God, like you got Julius and Jalen and RJ and Mitchell and Hartenstein and Josh Hart and Quickly and Obi Toppin and Quentin Grimes and like you know what I mean? Like they got dudes for days. What exactly is Philly trotting out there that we can't handle? And, like, Philly fans are going to sit there and, like, try to pull out their booty pipes like, oh, well, how about that one time that we beat y'all with the current team you have assembled? Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie hit that game winner. They did the 2-minute report and said he made the shot. So we beat you then. You feel me? We beat you then. And then the last game of the regular season, it was bench squad against bench squad. And I mean, let's say you do that to the starters, right? Like, that's a whole wash. We can't even count that one. And you couldn't stop Cam, who hadn't played for like a month, and you let Cam almost drop 50. So it's like, again, I don't understand how. Like, no one's talking about this series because no one cares about the Sixers except for Nick Wright, and no one cares about the Nets except for us because now that KD and Kyrie are gone. Like, I'm not saying this is like this like general overarching point where it was like borderline disrespectful, like how people were saying that Miami was going to wipe the floor with Atlanta. I'm not saying it's like disrespect like that. I'm just saying the way people address this series, when they do, they make it seem like We should just be happy we're there, and we're only there because Kyrie and Kevin Durant got us there. When that couldn't be further from the case, especially in such a favorable matchup as this. I feel like what Atlanta just did to Miami is exactly what we're going to do to Philly. I think it's going to take a Herculean effort to stop the Nets. Because again, let's just look at matchups. If you're starting PJ Tucker at the 4, what's he going to do against Finney Smith? Like, you really want to go back and forth with it. What's he going to do? You telling me Tobias Harris is going to put the clamps on Cam Johnson? I don't think so. No. Joel Embiid and Claxton, again, y'all can say Joel Embiid's going to do his thing, but I've been watching Claxton this whole year, and he ain't backing down from nothing. Again, this ain't no Shingun. This ain't no young, whippersnapper that, like, Claxton's going to have to deal with. This is Joel Embiid. I trust Claxton. James Harden, Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer's running laps around James Harden right now. That ain't the same James. Come on. This is 2023. In 2023, I'm taking Spencer Dinwiddie over James Harden, and I don't even think that's a hot take. If they let the bum start, Tyrese Maxey and Mikal Bridges, we already know who's winning that one. Like, enough is enough. It's not even close to me. I'm not saying we're going to sweep them, but I think just this idea that people are just handing this series to Philly because what? Like, y'all were able to ride one individual for a good bit of the season? Like, to me, the Sixers are just like the Nuggets out west. We all know the Nuggets are losing first round, right? Like, they ain't getting out the first round. They're going to do what they normally do. They might make it out maybe one round and then get knocked out the second round, but we all know Nuggets ain't making it out the Western Conference, right? We're all aware of that, right? They're going to do the same thing they do every year. They're practically the same team. The Nuggets and the Sixers are practically the same team. You talk all that trash in the regular season, but in the playoffs when it counts, you get bounced. Again, if this was any other team, I'd be a little worried, and I'd say we're probably going to lose. But y'all, after really sitting down and looking at the matchups, I don't know. Like, if you can't win the on-paper test, honey, the eye test is waiting on you. the eye test is waiting on you. Let me know your thoughts down below. Some of y'all probably think I am beyond delusional. I don't think I am in the slightest. Do not be surprised when we win the game. When we win on Saturday, do not be surprised. Because Sever the Bond told you it was going to happen. Now, I'll see y'all Saturday. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your week. Get some rest. Get some relaxation. If you have the ability to do so, call out of work on Saturday. Because we got a game to watch at 1 o'clock. I'm also going to consult a proper map to see where Philadelphia is. Because according to that picture, it is pretty close to New York. Let's ask Siri together. Hey, Siri. How far is Philadelphia from Brooklyn? 96 miles or an hour and 34 minutes. That's it? That's not that far. That's not that far. That's not that far. That's not that far. That's not far, right? That's not far. Is that far? That's not far. That's not far, right? No. Atlanta to South Carolina. That's not even far, though. Yeah, that's not far. I think the real moral of this video is Sever the Bond is just really, really bad at geography. I think that might be the main moral of the story here. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna go rewatch Jeff Hardy coming back over and over again until I stop crying. Yeah.